Trump confident in Ukraine peace as Zelenskyy visits Mar-a-Lago. The cameras flashed as two leaders sat down at Mar-a-Lago on December 28, 2025, marking what observers immediately called the most consequential Ukraine discussion in months. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy met face-to-face on a beach club terrace in Florida, with tensions and hopes equally high. The setting was telling, diplomatic formality mixed with Trump's preference for informal power brokering. As they emerged from their meeting, both leaders signaled progress, though in characteristically different ways. The war that brought them together has consumed nearly 4 years and hundreds of thousands of lives. Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, expecting a quick victory that never came. Instead, the conflict hardened into a grinding stalemate, with Ukrainian forces holding territory while Russia pounded cities into rubble. Neither side could decisively defeat the other, but both sides kept bleeding. Millions of Ukrainians had fled as refugees. Cities like Kharkiv and Mariupol lay in ruins. Trump had campaigned on ending this war faster than anyone thought possible, and today's meeting represented his first major test of that promise. Zelenskyy arrived with a 20-point ceasefire proposal, a detailed roadmap addressing territorial disputes, security guarantees, and troop withdrawal timelines. According to reports from both sides, the discussion touched on NATO-style security guarantees for Ukraine, territorial recognition along current front lines, and a timeline for Russian military withdrawal. Key actors in the framework include the European Union, NATO members, and potentially Turkey as a mediator. The International Criminal Court and UN observers would monitor compliance. Trump declared after the meeting that talks were in final stages, a statement that electrified global markets and raised hopes across Europe. The global reaction divided along expected lines. NATO allies expressed cautious optimism, though some feared Trump might pressure Ukraine to accept unfavorable terms. Russian officials remained skeptical, suggesting any ceasefire must recognize Russian territorial gains. Zelensky's government emphasized that security guarantees, not territorial concessions, were non-negotiable. International markets responded positively to peace signals. European stock indices rose on hopes that a settlement would ease energy prices and reduce geopolitical risk. The possibility of peace, even tentative peace, moved markets. Why does this matter? A Ukraine ceasefire would reshape global power dynamics fundamentally. Ending the war frees up Western military aid for potential competition with China, stabilizes energy and grain markets that currently face disruption, and prevents NATO from expanding militarily into Russia's perceived sphere. For Ukrainians, peace means refugees might return home, reconstruction could begin, and the daily risk of artillery strikes would end. But peace on unfavorable terms could embolden Russia to take similar gambles elsewhere, fundamentally altering the international security order. Will Trump actually broker peace in the coming weeks? Or will this Florida meeting fade into diplomatic theater like so many before? The answer depends on whether Trump can pressure both sides toward compromise, and whether the fundamental incompatibilities between Russian and Ukrainian demands can be bridged at all. The next 30 days will be critical.